Nigeria now, and even the world, you know, it's a lot, dealing with so much. You know, and you just can't find a way to just stay sane, stay healthy, feel like yourself. Sometimes it's quite difficult. You're just going on a roller coaster. You wake up in the morning, just what you have to do, you know, just to keep yourself all packed up for the day. But it's very important to stay healthy, because really, if you stay healthy, you have the possibility of living so long. And for people like us that intend to live very long and live the best life, staying healthy is very important. And I'm sure you all want to live long. So we have a guest in the house. He's a pharmacist, and yeah, he's got so much in the world of health. So I'll call him an healthcare practitioner. He's here to talk to us about how to stay healthy. Welcome, Chinedum Victor.
Hi, Bumi. It is so nice to be here this morning.
It's glad to have you here. Now, let's get straight into staying healthy and how to, you know, Nigeria is we're going through so much economic issue. We're going through so much economic issue and so much in and out and everything.
It's a lot.
And we're dealing with cholera. And the belief is because of the economic hardship, people tend to eat anything
and anywhere
and everything, and this has led to, you know, not like it's the major cause, but it's part of why we have cholera. Now, let's start with how can we simply stay healthy?
Okay, so the thing is, in my line of practice, I've realized that there are key things that people are supposed to do that they don't even bother about doing. And one of the most important things is eating healthy. Because staying healthy is as simple as an equation called garbage in, garbage out.
Okay.
So what you take in is what you reflect. Yeah. So it's not just what you eat, it's what you take in mentally, it's what you see, it's what you absorb. You understand? So if you want to start, the key point, or rather the 4 point of staying healthy is, number one, you have to watch what you take in. And most people do not watch what they take in. Most people, yes, fine, because of the economic hardship, most people are, everybody finds themselves, because of the economic hardship, some people are taking gari morning, afternoon, night in different sections. There are people who are soaking gari in the morning, using gari to eat soup in the afternoon, and then they are going on to use gari to do something else, so gari and beans. Around. So you understand the economic hardship, but then there are other people who have found ways to figure out how to monitor what they take in. So I think the first step is about monitoring what they ingest. Because once you can monitor what you eat and you're eating healthy, it translates invariably into how you stay healthy. You're not just looking at how you eat, you're looking at how you take supplements. That's something in Nigeria that most Nigerians do not like to do. Take supplements. You walk into a pharmacy and then you're trying to let them know about supplements, and they're like, oh no, you want to take my money. But then these are supplements, because some of the foods that we have, let us be very honest, what is the major food that Nigerians eat? Rice, beans, yam, gari. For the middle class, potatoes, lentils, salad. You understand? And this, you don't get to eat this. Most times these things don't actually have a balanced diet. So when we advise them, okay, do supplements so that it helps to balance out what you're taking in, and it still boils down to what you're ingesting.
But wait, hold on, Victor. We should do supplements. Now, I want us to calm down. Okay, no, to be very honest, whether we like it or not, the economy is not smiling.
Okay.
And I know good supplements are quite expensive.
Comes with a big
and then, you know, if you're going to use supplements like every day, you know how much you're going to spend at the end of the month.
Not even the prices of things are even going up now.
So let's calm down.
Okay.
You know? And say, you know, if you eat potato, you eat yam, you eat all these things every day. How can you stay healthy? I know supplements are important, but I'm looking at the man or the woman outside who doesn't believe in supplements, or who feels I can't buy supplements throughout the month. I just want to
stay healthy. I don't want to look good. I think that boils. Okay, now that now boils down to having to ensure that the procedures in getting your food, or the procedures in making your food, is as healthy as possible. Take, for example, let's relate to the cholera issue. One simple mistake, and cholera is it's currently happening, and people feel like it's an individual thing or it's a personalized thing. No, because it comes in through one person, through one source, and then it becomes a community plague.
Oh.
Do you understand?
Pandemic.
Exactly, community pandemic. So now the thing is, it's not even just, if you're coming down to the man who is at Jacondi Market, who knows his only source of eating is maybe gari and all that, fine. Now, then if they can't afford supplements or they don't believe supplements, then we have to move back to having to get them to know how to prepare their food properly or get their food from the right sources. And unfortunately, most of the fast foods and restaurants or the mama puts, you understand, most of them don't take into cognizance proper hygiene procedures. Understand? You see someone where you're supposed to have access to good water. It all still boils down to economic hardship. You're supposed to have access to good water where you can get good water, but no, because they want to get it cheaper, you see them buying others, so they get their water from other sources that are unhealthy. As long as, and there's that mindset that, as long as we cook and then we boil it, it will be clean.
Germs are dead.
Germs are gone and germs are dead.
And we've been
There's
with
that mindset. But
is it wrong?
So now the thing is, there are various bacteria that are not susceptible to a certain level of heat.
Oh, okay.
Even hot water can't kill them.
Even hot water, unless you have to take them to a certain temperature.
Okay.
So most times it's not just about boiling. There are certain sources of water. There are certain sources that, okay, the bacteria in them, you boil them, you are good. But there are some sources of water that boiling cannot even help. Let us not go into those details right now.
Like an hour.
See, you have to boil properly. There are some people who have to boil, add water treatment.
Yeah.
So you just like most people who complain about most people who stay in a certain part of the island, and that also still boils down to actually staying healthy, having to keep your skin healthy. The water source that they are exposed to.
I've actually seen some videos online, very bad. Not even now that it's even raining and everywhere is flooded and
it's terrible.
Now, still talking about staying healthy, people feel like when we eat fruits, it's a way of rejuvenating the body cells. There's even this saying, an apple a day keeps you away from the doctor.
Yeah.
True.
No, so I'm going to still talk about economic hardship because I know apple is quite expensive now. If I used to buy apple for 15 naira, I need to buy apple for 250 naira.
Do you know, right from time, apple has always been the most expensive.
It has always been, but now
it's not worse.
It's crazily expensive.
It's crazily expensive.
So I need to, and I want to keep, first of all, just a quick yes or no. Does an apple a day keep you away from the doctor? Is that saying right?
Yes, it's in the long run, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So now I need to buy apple for 250 naira, for instance. And other fruits are quite expensive. Carrots now that you can always buy to chew on, it's now gold. You can't even buy and then use it to garnish your meal. It's now gold. So how do I still keep 100% on my fruits and still maintain this beauty and this staying healthy in this hardship?
Well, there are other fruits, to be very honest. Now, the thing with fruits, and that's saying about an apple a day keeps away from the doctor, is the fact that most fruits actually contain what we call antioxidants. And those antioxidants in the body system, most fruits actually have it. That is what helps to mop up, we call it mopping up free radicals. And these free radicals are built up as a result of stress. They are built up as a result of your exposure to certain external environmental sources. And then when your body builds up these free radicals are majorly what predisposes us to falling sick, having moisty, damp skin, and all those. So when you take antioxidants, what it does is it eradicates those free radicals from your system, clearing your system and giving you that both a rejuvenated healthy system and a rejuvenated skin. Now, for fruits, apple and carrots are just like one section. You can get the same effect if you have watermelons. You can get the same effect if you have pineapple.
I have PTSD with watermelon. I ate watermelon at a point when I was younger and I felt sick, and since then I have PTSD. Okay, so
well, the same PTSD you have. My PTSD with watermelon came actually with the seeds.
Okay. Why? I heard that the seeds are even healthy. So
you to ingest?
To eat, yeah.
So fun fact. Growing up, before having to study and understand fully, there was this myth that when you eat the seeds of watermelon, they would grow in your stomach. So growing up, I was like, no, not this in my stomach. But over time, with understanding and getting properly enlightened and educated, I understood that, okay, and funny thing is, what most people don't know is fruits like watermelon, lime, orange, you see those small ones that they ignore are the ones that actually have a very good number, a good quantity of antioxidants. Mangoes, most of them within the fruit spectrum. Now, where most people feel like, oh, there is a certain type of fruit that I need to use. Take, for example, pawpaw, papaya. If you look at your soaps, most of them actually have, you see papaya across the papaya extract. It's because fruits like papaya and carrot have, for carrot has carotene. That actually helps with your skin, helps to improve collagen production. So you see a lot of people, trust me, if you take carrots every single day for the next 1 month or 2 months, infuse it into your diet without having to eat any, if carrots alone can do a good number to your skin. No skincare, don't do no skincare. I would not advise you not to do any skincare. But if you have carrots every day for at least 2 months, there is a high chance that you stay healthier, you're less prone to falling sick. And major reason why it is more popular is carotene skin. And everybody wants to stay young. You want to stay young. You want to stay young.
I like that. Nah, I like that. Talking about staying young. Now, looking at the Gen Zs and the millennials, it's not even a myth because it's the reality. You see many people in their 30s now, 30s and 40s, looking like they're in their 20s, all put together, all looking pink. And I have people in their 20s and they look 50. I wouldn't say 40. 40 is even very easy and mild with them. They look 50 and they look scary. And you're like, what's happening to you? Because I feel because of the many things they take, alcohol, drugs. Now, how do we deal with this?
I find that answer revolving majorly around mental health.
Oh, okay.
Revolving majorly around mental health because the Gen Zs and the millennials, the Gen Zs majorly, the rate at which they absorb stress is not as much as those in their 30s and their 40s. They grew up with stress. Like it was, they were born and bred with it. But the Gen Zs, and I understand, so most of them, the moment they have any form of breakdown or there's peer pressure, that is when you now start seeing, or rather that is when they're now exposed to things like alcohol dependency, drugs dependency, and it still boils down. I have conversations with a lot of Gen Zs, a lot of conversations with them, and when we talk, I realize that their major problem is they are stressed.
Victor,
we are in Lagos.
Everybody's stressed.
Like, when we were practically in our early 20s, we were stressed.
I know we were stressed, I know.
Is that something I don't understand?
So I'm wondering why being stressed, I will need to go to alcohol, I will need to take drugs. Like, I don't get it. Not like it didn't exist then.
Actually, some people see it as their safe space or somewhere they can actually run to.
What sort of safe space is that?
Trust me.
We all keep hiding under the umbrella of mental health. Mental health is the real deal. Sometimes being in some places extremely toxic, and I subscribe and I understand that. But thinking that alcohol is the safest space to be?
Well, when so the Gen Zs, let us be very, very, we went through stress too, but the Gen Zs grew up in front of the TV, and they are still they are still on their phones, they are still on their screens. And what do you see when they open their screens and they're watching music videos? What do they see? They see alcohol.
Oh, okay.
They see drugs.
So these are things that they see every
single day. So they feel, and on the screens they see that it brings these people some sort of joy, some sort of relief. So they feel, oh, if I do this, they are blending in. And in the long run, so there are studies currently that are projecting that in the next 10, 15 years, the number of people living with liver cancer, various forms of cancers, would triple. Because out of 10 people, 7 individuals are either doing alcohol and drugs, 3 people are using alcohol and drugs. 7 people are using either alcohol or drugs. The remaining 3 people, that's exactly not a good statistics.
No, it's not.
Very bad.
It's very bad statistics. And it's so bad that it's become a norm.
It's getting worse.
It's getting worse. Now it's a norm. Like if you walk into a garden and you do not know,
they'll tell you,
are you sure?
Know what's up. Yeah.
You don't know what's up. But then you see the 3 out of 10 people, they want to stay healthy. That's the reason why if you look at 10 friends, you will see amongst Gen Zs, you will see the ones that are actually trying to stay fit and stay healthy. And you will know the ones that...
As in, it's always very obvious. And you know, talking about those drugs, talking about this alcohol, it's like a requirement at parties. Like, so I'm having a birthday party, and someone's like, will there be this and this and this and this at the party? And you're thinking, maybe because I'm not used to that. I'm in my corner. I'm very open-minded, though. So I'm in my corner, but in my mind, I'm like thinking like, oh, is this what you guys do now? is this what partying is all about now?
It's actually very,
scary.
It's even very alarming because when you go to parties these days and you see what they are drinking, and you see what they are taking, like, just because of highness, like, why? And most of the time, it leaves them just dull.
Yes.
And they can hardly move.
And you have so many obituaries outside there.
They can hardly move. So what's now the fun in that?
So some weeks back, I was managing a situation where a patient who had an overdose of tramadol.
Wow.
Imagine.
So it wasn't more like an overdose. It was more like something that he was using consistently. And he was not just lucky that particular day. He passed on, actually, eventually.
Wow, too bad.
And it's brought me back to, because most times in my line of work, I have the opportunity to evaluate certain treatments and situations. And it brought me back to the point where I feel drug abuse, staying healthy, we can eat well. We can do all the right things. We can go to the gyms. We can stay fit. Yeah. But in this current time and this current generation, drug abuse is a serious problem. And it is a major contributing factor to most people being ill. You see people who take medications, and take, for example, somebody comes to the pharmacy and then they get a medication. And if you meet them by some chance somewhere else, you're finding them having alcohol or smoking with their friends.
And you're wondering,
how would this work? How is it going to work? So these are little things. Take the person who had a tramadol overdose. He had been taking tramadol as a normal medication to get high, to engage in sexual activities. And these are the major problems. You're not even talking, in short, let's not even start talking about peer pressure for the Gen Zs to perform in a certain way with their sexual activities. That is even an entirely different conversation.
Yeah, I see your story when you're always complaining about that.
An entirely different conversations. You see, they're taking Viagra, they're adding black bullets, they're adding... How do you expect to stay healthy when your liver is basically screaming? Because you're introducing your liver to alcohol, you're introducing your liver to Viagra, you're introducing your liver to, for some of them, they take Arugbo bitters.
And then those energy drinks.
They're taking energy drinks. And these energy drinks, some of them have very high amounts of caffeine and taurine. And these things, in the long run, over time, they might not start now. In the long run, they begin to cause not just the liver issues, but the liver and kidney issues. If you're talking about staying healthy now, I think it is very important and paramount to let people know that staying healthy is not a thing. It's not about now.
It's about the future.
It's about the future. Because you see people who look young and you see people in their 40s, in their 50s, in their 60s, and they're looking fantastically sweet.
I think I'm a perfect example.
Yeah, let us not go there because I actually don't know how you're aging backwards. I do not know.
I need a trophy.
You are aging backwards because I know way back then I was like, and then like every single time I'm like, what is Bumi doing? But then you have to acknowledge the fact that there are certain things you must have been doing when you were 18, 20, when you were way younger, that would definitely contribute to how your skin looks. Not just how your skin looks, how you stay healthy, how your immune system is strong. But most people do not take that into cognizance. They are only worried about Now, and it's an African thing. I won't say it's a Nigerian thing. It's an African thing.
So, let's just say, how do we balance this basic food? Because when you look at these things now, these things are expensive. So how do you balance those basic food? Like you said, the rice, the beans, the yam, and the likes of...
Always find a way to spice up your food. So there's this thing. So while I was growing up, there was this thing my mother used to do. So even if it was rice and stew, she always had vegetables.
Okay.
They just leaf, we call it ugu, ugu leaf. So she could just have it, and she would chop it into small bits. And no matter what we are eating,
she would add it to it.
It must be in there.
Yeah.
Vegetables and fruits. We mentioned fruits earlier. Yeah. Vegetables and fruits, they are the closest things we have that can help to balance out whatever that we are eating. It doesn't mean that when you are eating, take for example now, burger. I find that hilarious because when people take burger there's a lot of cream, there's a lot of mustard, and then you just insert just one strand of lettuce or cabbage in it.
So when you actually look very funny because you're like, for this big,
you just little lettuce, and then you still find people taking the lettuce out.
And eating the flour and
the condiments.
We're running out of time, but before we let you go, now let's talk about, because this thing healthy talk has been going on and on, but there's one thing we're leaving out. Stress is inevitable in this country. Stress is inevitable in this world, not even in this country. It's just that in this country, it's just like it's times whatever.
It's always on your to-do
list. And then it affects your glow, it affects you, staying healthy. Now, how can we manage stress and still maintain beauty and still stay healthy? It's very important.
To be very honest, managing stress...
It's not even easy.
It is not easy, to be very honest. Most in my line of practice, most times when people make that complaint about going straight, I just refer them to certain supplements. But for those who can't, for the man who can't afford supplements, who doesn't feel that supplement works, I think the most important thing, see, people underestimate and undermine the importance of drinking water.
Drinking water. In
the morning, after meals, water is the most, in short, put food, put fruits, put vegetables aside. You see, water, it does more than we can actually think, we can actually imagine. Going through a stressful period, going through a stressful moment right now, I'm telling you, you might not feel plausible, but a glass of water always does the magic. Feeling anxious, glass of water.
Very, very nice. I like that. So, it's been telling us how to stay healthy. I like the fact that, so I'm going to try that. When I'm a bit stressed, I try not to be stressed though. I tend to rest a lot.
Look at your face.
I try not to be stressed. So I'll take a glass of water anytime I'm feeling anxious and I'll give you feedback.
Please do
so. Like I said, try it and give us a feedback. You can follow us on all our social media platforms, Lagos Television, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. And then, yes, give us a feedback. We're going to bring him back if it didn't work. We're going to drag him back to say what you said didn't work. So let's try it and let's see how it works. Thank you for coming, Chidem Victor, a pharmacist and health practitioner. I'm very glad to see you.
I'm glad to see you too.
That's very, very good. Dayo, we need to leave.
Yeah, we have to. Just that the weather is just...
The weather is dragging us back, right? The weather has been dragging you since morning, Dayo. It has been dragging
you. For days now, the weather has been dragging me.
Well, Dayo, tell them you need to leave.
Oh, unfortunately, we have to leave. But we see again next week, Saturday on Saturday morning. What's wrong with me this morning?
No, you're dragging.
No, it's the weather. It has to be the weather. Well, hopefully next weekend I'll come out like so all stressed out and looking
coming out
good.
with your steez.
Yeah. So Adedayo Kende. See you next weekend.
Well, it's been an amazing Saturday morning. Please stay safe. It's the cold weather. It's the raining season. Drive safely. Do not drink and drive. Do not drink. Try as much as possible to reduce on your alcohol. Stop using drugs. Very, very important. Stay safe. I am Bababumi. Agbibi. See you next week.
That the morning fantastic. See you with